Hi, my name is Richard. I'm 63 years old. I've been working with Shana Ross Fitness for, just about 3 years now. I had the good fortune of meeting Shana, about 3.5 years ago. At that point in my life, I had had some serious health problems, and my doctors pretty much didn't want me to do much exercising, and I was really kind of questioning my life at that point. Is this all there is? Was what I was asking for myself. It just seemed pretty dismal. And I talked with Shana about this, and Shana said, no, this isn't all there is. There really can be a great deal more, but you need to work on your body, you need to work on your diet, you need to work on just about every aspect of your life. And so I started working with Shana. Initially, because of my health problems, Shana wanted me to talk with my doctors, and I did, and I spoke with all of my doctors, and to a person, they were not real happy with the idea of creating an exercise program. I guess you can kind of understand that. That's their job to keep me healthy, but not to take any risks. And I'm pretty risk averse anyway, but I just felt like there needed to be more in my life than just walking around or living like a slug for the rest of my life. And so I was certain to have a short life, if that's all there was left. So Shana and I started on a very limited program. She understood what the health issues were. We started just basically with motion, and not with any kind of weights or anything, but just creating motion, trying to get me back into enough physical shape where I actually could do some resistance work and some other kinds of training. Within, I would say 6 weeks, I was really feeling a major difference. Within 6 months, I felt like I was a new person. A completely new person. Shana's approach and the approach of Shana Ross Fitness is not so much to lift weights until you die. That's something you might find at a number of other gyms or with a number of other trainers, but Shana's is not. Shana does have some resistance training, like weights or exercise bands or whatever. But she really wants to try to develop the whole body, and that includes mind, body, and spirit. And so we work on the body as if it were connected to your mind and spirit, and not as if it were independent that just needed to have a few weights attached to it. We have been now working for about 3 years. One of the odd things about this is that after about 6 months, as I mentioned, I really do feel like I'm a different person. After about a year, I really felt like I was aging backwards. And today, I am quite certain that I am not my 63 years of age. In real age, I feel like I'm at least 10, maybe more years younger physically. Not too long ago, I went back and had a bone mass density scan, and as I do every year because of the health issues. And my doctor was just amazed. He just was almost on the floor with amazement because my bone density is actually increasing, not decreasing like you would imagine somebody of my age. And so I really am getting better. I really do feel younger, and my doctor is truly amazed, and now he's very much on the program of me doing this normal exercise that I do with Shana. Now, why is Shana's approach different? Shana starts every session with me by saying, how do you feel? What's going on with your body? And so we deal with what's going on with my body in that particular session. If there is something that's hurting or something that feels especially good, we will work or not work those particular areas. So in that sense, Shana is not on, does not take the approach of being on some kind of formula. What she takes the approach is, how do you feel today? What is our next step? Not our long-range goal, but what is our next step? And so that's how we deal with it every single day. The final idea about how far I've come in these 3 years, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I had a kidney and a pancreas transplant and multiple heart surgeries. I was really in terrible physical shape. Today, I am in much better shape than nearly all of my peers and all of my friends, and I feel no physical limitations whatsoever. I recommend Shana, and I recommend Shana Ross Fitness. I think one of the things I like about Shana is that when we talk about exercise, it's not always just very straightforward. For example, cardio, normally you would think, well, that's being on a machine or running around the block. For Shana, it can also mean fun things, like boxing, like throwing a medicine ball or other things like that. And frankly, I get a kick out of the boxing part. Looking at this picture, once again, I'm sitting down because I have a foot problem, but that doesn't stop Shana, or that doesn't stop either one of us from using boxing as a good cardio, a good means to develop some cardio exercise. So I highly recommend it. If anyone watching this would like to contact me or to talk with me about my experience with Shana or Shana Ross Fitness, I'd be happy to talk with you. Shana has my phone number, and I'd be happy to talk with anyone. I've really had a good experience with Shana, but now, it's time to get back to work.